Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Tonight's First Friday, can't wait to see a whole bunch of you, God willing. And we have Lag BaOmer coming up in a couple weeks, a new class starting in a week. So go to ygprochester.com so you don't miss anything. This week we have a double header, Tazria Metzora, and it discusses a lot the idea of tzara. Tzara was a skin disease, but it wasn't really a disease. You know, we translate it as leprosy because it was like these white splotches. But its source was not a medical problem. There was no physical ailment to the person. It manifested with physical symptoms, but the source was spiritual, which is a very unique idea even within Judaism. Even though we do many things between the spiritual and the physical, to have a spiritual ailment manifest on the physical body is very unique, but you had that with Siraz. And the source of it many times was that a person was gossiping negatively about other people. And this was kind of a warning to that person that they're spreading gossip about people. And they're gossiping about people. And this would manifest either on the skin or on the clothes or on the house. And because this wasn't a medical issue, there was no, going to the doctor wouldn't help. There wasn't a cream that was going to help. You had to go to the spiritual doctor, who was the Kohen. And the Kohen would look at this, diagnose it, yeah, this is Siraz. And then he would declare him Tameh, and then that person had to leave the camp. They had to be isolated outside the community for 7 days. This wasn't a punishment. This was a consequence for them to have introspection, to realize that their words are powerful. That by gossiping about people, even things that are true, they are causing disunity, disruption, they are causing separation between people. And when they are isolated themselves, they realize that their words were causing other people to be isolated. And so when they realize that and the power of their words, this is really to bring the message home. And then after 7 days, the Kohen comes and checks on it to see what's happening. But the idea that it was specifically the Kohen is a very profound idea. The Kohen, it could only be the Kohen because the Kohen had the mandate. The priest had the mandate to love every single Jew. It's in their priestly blessing. They have to love every single Jew. This came from the first high priest, Aaron, who was all about bringing unity between people, mending relationships, bringing people together, peace. And therefore it was in the Kohen's mandate, they had to be non-judgmental. And this is a very important idea, that only they could tell somebody, another Jew, you have to be isolated. This is a profound idea. There are times in life that you have to criticize somebody. You see a behavior that needs redirection. You see somebody else doing something and they need a gentle nudge in the right direction. But how it's done is crucial. If the person feels that this is coming from a place of judgment or looking down, they'll get defensive. You'll get nowhere. Nothing will change. But if the person knows that you really care about them and that you really love them, then they're able to really absorb what you're saying and really change their ways. We are so quick these days to pass judgment on people. We live in a day and age where people are so quick to judge in 1 second, cancel, judge. We're so quick. Stop for 1 second. Stop. Realize, where is this coming from? Let's take a lesson from the priests. That when we have to, approach that, identify the source. Where is this coming from? Is this coming because I just want to say something? Or is this coming because I really care about that person? And importantly, does that person know I care about them? Am I usually very complimentary? Am I usually uplifting them and building them up? Then when I need to correct a behavior, they're willing to accept it. But if the only time I speak to them is to point out what they're doing wrong, better keep your mouth shut. Better say nothing. It's not your place. You might not be the right messenger to deliver that message. And this is the important idea that we learn from the idea of Tzaras, is it had to be the Kohen. We have to try and work on ourselves. Take a deep breath. Look within ourselves before we pass judgment on somebody else. Shabbat Shalom.